On today's show, we're going to take a look at the all-new 2024 Toyota Tacoma. That is right. There's some spy photos out there. Our friends over at Tacoma 4G had posted up, and I thought I'd share these with you guys. And as always, I will post a link below if you're interested in reading what all the forum, all the hubbub is about. But let's get into these pictures because you guys are really going to want to see this. You don't want to see my face. You want to see the cool truck. So let's pop these things up here. And there you go. There is the front of this Tacoma. Now, you're probably thinking, Dave, we've seen more in Toyota's actual reveal photos than you've seen right here. Yes, but there's something special about this truck that a lot of people may not get. If you look at the way the bumper, the lower valence of that bumper is cut, that's about ground clearance. And if you're into off-roading, you're definitely going to realize what that's about. It's about approach angle, not tearing up the front end to get approach angle. And then, that makes me happy. I love when manufacturers actually think about that. And as you can see, definitely lower control arms look pretty freaking solid there. That is a skid plate there. Looks like we're going to get a front-facing camera, which are they taking on Ford's 360? Ford has one of the best round view cameras out there. Jeep as well. So have Toyota paid attention to that and thought, well, we better jump on board on that. Now the roof, that looks like a roof rack up there. It's all bagged up and bandaged up. Like they're definitely hiding something, even though we do know that there's a roof rack up there. It's hard to hide that exactly. But let's go into some more of these photos. And we'll get to a little bit more of the side here. Once again, you can definitely see this skid down here. That is looks like a pretty beefy, kind of honestly looks aluminum. I don't know that it is, but it would be very cool if manufacturing is getting smart enough to start using aluminum. But as we see the side of this thing, get a little bit more of the profile. Now, there's nothing revolutionary about these bagged up photos. They are what they are, and I'm just happy that somebody were able to snag this. But these, look at the roof rack, pretty interesting. Like, that is definitely light bar material, wouldn't you say? Yeah, they've definitely got this little gap up here. You see that? That's definitely for probably a 40-inch light bar to go up there, something like that. And does this have if it's a TRD of any sorts, are there any light bars built in here? Because we did see on one of those sneaky photos that got out this week that, well, Toyota is doing like they've done across their board with the Sequoia and Tundra. And the TRD stuff, they're putting a light bar across there. So, and I like that. I didn't think I'd like it till me and Kelly tested the Tundra in person, and I grew to like it. Now, if you look at these tires, these are definitely Goodyear's tires. They're nothing that's crazy. Toyota, me and Kelly both have talked to Toyota execs about this, and they say the number one thing they get dinged on with trucks and SUVs is road noise. Something that they really can't control, They try to put the best tire under it possible, and if you're doing an off-road package, you definitely want an off-road style tire. So these look to be Goodyear Wrangler Territories. And look, they didn't have to hide Wrangler, unlike other brands. But they're not, I wouldn't say these are the most aggressive looking. They look like an all-terrain tire that's just sort of pretending to be a little bit more than it is, but still a nice tire. And Toyota knows we build an off-road package. You're going to go to your dealership or you're going to go in to your favorite tire store, and they're going to you're going to get what you want under there anyway, some Nittos or, some BF Goodrich or something like that. But it is interesting. If you look here to the side, this looks to be somewhat of a rock slider, a rock rail. And that is actually pretty cool because Toyota in the past, I remember the old FJ Cruisers. It was pretty minimal. They tried to do something, but I was never impressed with that. So this looks to be a little bit more substantial. So I kind of like that. And overall, you see the side profile here. But what is this big box area? I mean, we can speculate right now and say, well, that's probably a snorkel. And I think there's a few photos in here that might say, yes, Dave, you are correct. But once again, we can see the front of this. No tow hook so far. Toyota, what are you doing, man? With the Tundra, people, that's the number one fuss about it. Where are the tow hooks? But and it is what it is. What we can barely tell down here is that the coil there, it's dark. And is that some sort of Fox suspension? Toyota does have a past of using Fox in their products, so that could be actually pretty cool. We can see the upper control arm right there. Just can't make out anything else past that. But look at the rock rail here. Looks like there's a cap that might go along on this, and there's another photo where you can see the rear of it. Kind of looks the same. Those look actually pretty beefy. I'm not big on factory rock rails. I generally like to go with brands like White Knuckle or somebody that I feel like builds a really quality product. But those don't look too bad. And are those dents? I mean, have they beat this thing up a little bit? Have they taken it out? And if so, Toyota, I like your style. Anyways, the wheels on this thing, I'm not real. They're definitely TRD style wheels. I've never been a big fan of Toyota's wheels, and that's just me personally. If you like them, more power to you, man. The world is full of options, and those options won't be for me. But it does look to be a long bed. Now, I know Overland Guy needs as much room in the back of this. He's got to take his refrigerator. He's got everything possible. He's got to throw back there that he'll probably never use on the trails, but you need the room to do it, right? And it looks like it's a long bed, man. So they're building an off-road package on a longer bed platform. That's actually kind of cool. We keep flying through these photos. Once again, a little bit closer up. You can't see anything under that suspension wise, but definitely beefy lower control arm there. And you can see, once again, you can see where the rock rail down here, it doesn't look finished, like there might be a cap or something that goes on the side of that. But here's a more of a side profile to this thing. And once again, there is that box that could be a snorkel and that roof rack there. And the roof rack looks pretty much like what we see in the industry now. A lot of, I like round tube for some reason. It's more appealing to me, but a lot of people like that, just that straight, 3/16 plate sides on this thing. And that looks to be what that is. Back here you can see, look at the tires. These are definitely, you can see that make it out. It does say territory. And on one of these tires, I believe they look like they might be like a 265. I may not be correct on that, but right here, it kind of looks like that says 265 right there. It's very hard to make out. But 265, 17 maybe. So what? That's probably like a 32 and a half somewhere in there. I'm not great with tire measurements on each size, how they go into inches. But overall, this truck looks good. They're definitely hiding something back here. They're hiding the suspension. Why? I don't know. We've seen enough photos of this thing where it's definitely going to get a cool suspension under this. And there is that long bed in the back of this thing. And once again, that's definitely would be, you could put a camper back there, some sort of aluminum style camper, maybe a raised roof camper. That would be very cool. And I kid about Overland Guy, but there's a lot of room to do things. And not, I know they build these things for the most adventure, but guess what? 90% of these things are going to be going to Home Depot. They're going to be going to Lowe's, your favorite hardware store. They're going to be getting sheets of plywood and all kinds of stuff like that. So there is a need for a long bed, where brands like Ford and Chevrolet seem to have given up on, you get one bed and that's it. At least Toyota might be out there helping out the little guy with his needs for bed use. But as you can see, once again, they're hiding back here. It's amazing how they look at just zip ties. It's funny, but they got to do what they got to do, because they don't want their competition to get any sniff of what they might have under there. But here, look at that. Definitely can see that's some sort of snorkel of some sort. It didn't work out well. Toyota's had this in the past, and it just never seemed to catch on with them, a factory snorkel. Maybe it will this time. I know Ford's had some issues with the Everglades. I don't know that they're building the Everglades for the Bronco anymore. They might be. It's just you can't order them right now. So I don't know how well the factory looked at that stuff, or the factory options of that stuff actually sell. So once again, here with the rock rails, you can definitely see that's an open pipe where there's no cap on it. And is there options? Is there things you can pop in there? That would actually be kind of cool. Overall, though, it is what it is, man. This thing is pretty freaking cool. And stop, look and have some fun here. So in the comments below, let me know what you think of this thing. Are you really into the next Toyota? Are you I don't know, man. I kind of like the looks of that new ZR2 or that new Ranger Raptor that might be coming down here. And is this thing going to be a competitor to that? As we're seeing on the tires right now, I would say no. I think Toyota's probably more of the pure off-road. Let's stay in the pure off-road space and let the big three kind of battle each other and overspend on the little super mid-sized trucks. That's just my opinion, of course. So whether it be two-wheel drive, four-wheel drive, or these Tacomas, you guys know. I mean, you just know. I want to drive. This has been your All Terrain Nation. I'm your host, David Boyd, and we're out. Peace, everybody. Love y'all.